More than 1 billion people worldwide are affected by mental health conditions, making this one of the greatest global challenges of our time. Since the pandemic, cases have increased significantly, and today, suicide accounts for 1 in every 100 deaths globally.
This is not only a health issue, it affects how our world functions. Mental health challenges impact individuals, families, communities, and entire systems. In Brazil, this reality is increasingly visible, with a growing demand for emotional and psychological support. However, despite how widespread mental health challenges have become, they are often not given the attention they truly deserve. Many struggles remain invisible, dismissed, or misunderstood. Recognizing this gap made it clear that something needed to change, because when something affects so many lives, yet remains overlooked, taking action is not optional. It becomes a responsibility.
And we believe that even small, intentional actions can create meaningful and lasting change. That is exactly where change begins. Hi, my name is Valentina Scioli, and I am the co-founder and co-president of Spreading Love, alongside Valentina Iresh.
We are 2 10th grade students at the Pan American School of Bahia who turned a simple idea into something much bigger. Spreading Love is an initiative that aims to promote emotional well-being through empathy, human connection, and consistent acts of care. This project did not start recently. It is something that we have been developing and shaping since 7th grade. Over time, it became more than just an idea. It became part of who we are. The idea of this project came from a simple realization. Many people are surrounded by others, yet still feel alone.
While some individuals have access to support systems, many do not. This led us to understand that emotional support should not be a privilege. It should be accessible to everyone. At the core of Spreading Love are the 3 L's: listen, lift, and love. We listen by creating safe places where individuals feel comfortable expressing themselves without judgment. We lift by offering support, encouragement, and presence, helping people feel stronger and less alone. And we love by turning empathy into action through consistent and meaningful initiatives.
We began by focusing on our immediate community, implementing small but impactful initiatives in our city, Salvador. Before focusing on mental health, our journey included different initiatives, all rooted with the same intention: to help others. We started by visiting and lending a hand to communities such as Lar da Criança, a BPA, Martagão Gesteira, OAF, Quilombola communities, among others.
However, as we engaged more deeply with different realities, we began to notice a pattern. Beyond material or immediate needs, many of the challenges people faced were emotionally, often unspoken, invisible, and overlooked. These experiences reshaped our understanding of what it truly means to support others. And it was through this process of listening, reflecting, and learning that we chose to focus on mental health as the core of our project. One of our latest actions was organizing therapeutic painting sessions with women. Through art, they were able to express emotions that are often difficult to put into words, creating moments of reflection and emotional release. In addition, we developed gratitude circles, where participants reflected to the positive aspects of their lives, strengthening emotional resilience. Within elderly communities, we encouraged interaction through games and open conversations, creating space for connection and shared experiences.
To further expand this impact, we created environments for open dialogue, where people could express their thoughts and emotions freely, reducing feelings of isolation and strengthening support networks. As we continue to grow and expand our initiative, we are also planning to bring psychologists into our actions, so we can combine empathy with professional support and provide even deeper assistance to the communities we reach. Today, Spreading Love is supported by a growing community of over 60 active members who are directly involved in developing and expanding our initiative.
Following its development since 7th grade has been a deep, meaningful experience. Over these 4 years, I had the privilege of witnessing not only the growth of the project, but above all, the maturity of those 2 students. Today, they are more critical, reflective, and sensitive to others, a living reflection of spreading love. This, to me, is one of the greatest values of a social initiative, understanding that it's not only about bringing answers, but it's about opening ourselves to encounter, to listen, and to our own transformation. As a counselor, what makes me most proud of is seeing the impact this process has had on them and on everyone that has come close to it. What begins as a simple desire to do good has grown into a project with deep responsibility and purpose. It is precisely through attentive listening and their lived experience that their choice to focus on mental health finds its meaning. As they engage with this reality, they came to understand that some of the deepest needs are not always visible. They exist in the emotional sphere and in the care of one's inner world and in the genuine act of holding space for others. This, to me, is the essence of service learning: to experience, to reflect, to recalibrate, and to respond more conscious to each context. And what is most beautiful is that in this process, they do not only create impact, they are transformed by it. This process is, above all, the story of growth of 2 young people who now touch lives of so many others. In this way, this project becomes more than an initiative. It becomes a seed, one that continues to grow in every person it reaches and in all of those who are part of this journey.
After implementing the project in Salvador, we recognized that we needed to grow. We are currently in contact with students from other states of Brazil, working to expand spreading love to other regions of the country, thereby making emotional support more accessible to different communities and striving towards scalable change.
Spreading love aligns with a broader global vision, promoting well-being, strengthening communities, and ensuring that no one is left behind. Because sometimes the difference between feeling invisible and feeling seen is simply knowing that someone cares.